Hey guys, good morning. Well, good morning for me. I apologize for my voice in advance. For some reason, it's just gotten a little deeper and a little huskier, but we're going to work through it anyway because the challenge has got to go on. So today we've got back to basics, and we're just going to go through some of the fundamental Pilates exercises. So you're going to start on your back. Nice long spine, tailbone is heavy, and your arms are just going to rest by your sides. Your feet and knees are about fist width apart, and this is where we're going to start today. So, on your next breath out, you're going to float your right knee up over the hip lines, tabletop, and then breathing in and lower down, and then swap legs. Breathing out, your left leg floats up the tabletop, breathing in and lower down. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in lower. So while you're alternating, just making sure that you can keep the hips level and there's not a whole lot of wobbling going on around the hips. Let's do this last one, and then flip down. Great. Now let's do some arm bars. So you're going to take your right arm overhead, and then we return and change sides. And the left arm flows overhead, and return. And just again, keep alternating, breathing out as the arm goes over, breathing in for the arm to return. Be mindful of your range here, so know how far you can take the arms before the ribs actually start flaring off the floor. See if you can keep the back of your rib cage really heavy and grounded into your mat. Now if you can, let's do both arms. So it's twice the weight now, you might not go quite as low to the floor, which again is okay, because you're working within your range. And let's just do one more. And come on back. Right. You're going to bring your feet and knees together now. You can keep the hands on the hips to feel for any movement and wobbling of the hips. But here we're going to float the right knee out to the side and back to center. And then change legs and roll to the side and back to center. So if you imagine that you had a cup of water filled right up to the brim, sitting right to the center of your pelvis, your goal is to keep all of the water in the cup. Right, so we don't want the hips to be rocking from side to side here as the legs open up. I'm going to try and keep the pelvis really steady. And if that means that you don't open quite as much through the leg, or if you've got to slow things down, then by all means take those options. Right, we're going to do one more to each side. And now come on back to center. Right here, you can extend the arms over the line of your shoulders, and then just making sure that your shoulders are still heavy and grounded into the mat here. Right, and your palms will turn in. This time we're going to go opposite arm to leg. So as your right knee falls out, your left arm opens out to the side, and then you come on back to center, and then we swap. Left leg, right arm, and then come on back to center. And again, you're breathing out. And in, out, and in. And seeing how steady you can keep your body and how well your brain can coordinate this movement. You're working both sides of the brain, and sometimes that doesn't always happen as you intend for the first few reps, but then hopefully your brain has worked it out and is now connected to your body and everything's flowing well. one more on each side. And come on back to center. Arms back to your sides. Now we bring the feet back to their fist width distance, so you're almost even just about hip bone, if that makes it easier for you to navigate how wide your feet are going to be. Your toes are pointing forwards and the arms are back to your sides. Here we're going to come into a bridge. So you're going to take a breath in to prepare. Your spine is quite long here. You're going to breathe out when you rock back through the pelvis, through your low back, imprinting down into the floor, and then we press, one vertebra at a time off the mat to lift the hips up into the bridge. You'll breathe in to hold at the top, and then breathing out, you're going to melt your spine back down from the back of the throat, all the way down until you get to your tailbone, in which case you'll breathe in and uncurl back to your neutral position. And go again. Breathing out, curl the pelvis back, squeeze through your bum, you're going to lift the hips up, breathing in, hold at the top, and breathing out, rolling your spine back down, one vertebra at a time. And then keep that flowing. Right, so as you're coming up into the bridge, I want you to think about what is leading this movement. Right, so I want you to be feeling into the glutes, and they're squeezing to lift the hips up. But if you feel like you're doing a back bend and the ribs are flaring, see if you can hold the hips up top and soften the rib cage a little bit. You should feel like you're in a much longer line through the body. Right, next one you bridge up, you're going to hold at the top, stay there, and then we're going to do our arm arcs again. So you're going to take the arms up and over, find that reach through the line of your body, rolling the spine back down, one vertebra at a time, and then your arms return. Right, so you're going to bridge the hips up, hold there, arms sweep over, reach, and now melt the spine back down, keep reaching the fingers away from you, and then the arms return. And let's do two more of these. You're going to curl up into your bridge, hold, arms sweep over, breathing in, breathing out, melting the spine down, and inhale, arms return, and let's do one last one. Breathing out, breathing in, arms reach, breathing out, melting the spine down, and then return the arms. Great. Let's do a little chest lift so we're getting the belly warmed up. You need to interlock the fingers, support your head and neck, and you want to make sure that you can see the elbows through the sides of your eyes here, right? And that's going to help you find that alignment through the body. So the head can rest heavy into your hands. You're going to take a breath in to prepare, and breathing out, we curl up, taking your chest bone towards your pubic bone. So getting right up, breathing in and lengthen back. And again, breathing out to curl up. Eyes looking through the thighs. Breathing in and lengthen back. And again, breathing out, curling up. Breathing in, lower down. And just a couple more like this. Because then we're going to add on. Alright, next one you curl up, you're going to hold it up there. Breathing out, curl and stay. Right? Can you curl up a little bit more so you're right up on the tips of your shoulder blades? Right, hold that there. You can take a breath in and the arms reach for your thighs. Now we're breathing out to climb up just a little bit more. You haven't left the floor here, you're just rounding your spine a little bit more. And you're going to hold the lift of your body, arms sweep up and overhead. We support the head and neck and then lower back down. Take a breath in to recharge. And now let's float. Breathing out, you're curling up. Breathing in, arms reach. Breathing out, climbing up a little bit more. Hold the body, breathing in, arms sweep. We interlock and support the head. Breathing out, you lower down. Inhale, lengthen the body, that's your recharge. Exhale, curling up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, climb up. Hold the body. Inhale, support your head and neck. Exhale, lower down. Let's do one more. Breathing in. And now, curling up. Right up, don't cheat. Arms reach, breathing in. Breathing up, climb. Inhale, see how well you can hold the body up. Exhale, lower down. And release. Well done. Just roll over onto your belly. And let's get a little bit of extension into the spine. So you're going to stack your hands one on top of the other. Legs are nice and long. Just relax your feet down into the floor. Let your hips become really heavy. And the belly draws just very lightly up and away from your mat. Your forehead is going to rest onto your hands here. So, on our next breath in, you're going to keep the forearms down, but lift up through the eyes, lifting up through the chest, and you find a little extension into your thoracic spine. Breathing out, and you lower back down to reset. Breathing in, lifting the eyes just a little, chest lifts and opens, and then breathing out to lower back down. And keep breathing in, and breathing out. Breathe in, and out. So you can use the forearms here to press down into the floor, and that'll give you a little bit more of a boost. Make sure you're not sinking into the low back. If that's what you're feeling, lengthen the tailbone away from you, and then you should feel like the low back is kind of lengthened out, right? Breathing in, we're lifting. Breathing out to lower. So we're making this more about the back than the neck. That way the back of the neck can stay really long and continue the curve up the length of the spine. One more here. Big breath in to lift. Exhale, lower down and hold. You're going to bring your hands by your chest and you're going to push the flow rate coming up and just walk the knees in and under your hips. Right, so have a look. Hands are going to sit directly under your shoulders, knees are directly under your hips here. You need to make sure that there's also that little lift of the belly and of the ribs, so you're staying long and in your neutral spine. Be aware of where your head sits, so we'll try and drop, keeping the ears in line with your shoulders, eyes looking straight down to the floor. So, opposite arm to leg, we've already done this, so the brain has kind of worked it out, we're just on the flip side now. We're going to take the left arm and the right leg out along the mat. We don't leave the mat, we're just sliding along the mat. And then come on back to your quadruped, back to all fours. Swapping sides, breathing out, sliding out, breathing in, and you return. And again, swap sides, breathing out to slide out, breathing in, and we return. Now I like to keep contact with the floor for the first few, because it really helps me to square my shoulders with my hips, makes me very aware of whether I am aligned in the body or whether I'm starting to turn and twist, right? So really checking in with your torso here, because it's more about the torso than it is about the limbs. Once you've got the torso working well, see if you can now extend along the floor and then keep reaching to find a little lift. Then you touch back down and slide your way back in and swap sides. Out along the floor and we lift, then touching down and return. And again, it's flowing with breath. So you're breathing out to extend and lift, breathing in, touch down and return. And let's do one last one. Bring it in. Alright. Now you're going to curl your toes into the floor, press your way back to a down dog, and then just soften your knees and walk your feet into your hands. Knees can stay soft. You're going to roll all the way up to standing. We're going to finish off with a a couple little calf raises. Now if you've got a very spongy mat, you might want to come out onto the floor for this. Right? But you have the feet in parallel, toes are pointing forwards. I don't mind where your hands sit for this, whatever feels comfortable for you, right? So the weight shifts up onto the balls of the feet and the toes. You're gonna lift your heels up, and then we lower back down. And the heels lift up, and we lower back down. If I turn side on, you'll see that my weight stays very centered here. So I'm not shifting forwards, backwards, and getting a whole sway going on. Obviously the first few never count. But then once you've got your bearings, hopefully you feel a lot more centered, a lot more aligned. And you start to feel the heat into calves and noticing the work in your feet here to try and keep you balanced. See if you can even up the weight across the balls of the feet. 2 more. And the last one. Heels come down, and you're going to keep the feet where they are. We're going to finish off with a roll down. So imagine that you had your back right up against the wall. We're taking a breath in. We're super tall into the spine, breathing out, nudge your chin into your chest. It's like you're peeling your spine off that wall. Like one vertebra at a time, keeping the belly lifted. Breathing in to hold the bottom. And breathing out. Press into your feet. You're going to scoop in through the belly and stack all the way back up through the spine from your tailbone to the crown of the head. Let's do one more. Breathing in. And breathing out, peeling your spine off the wall behind you. Lifting your belly, take a breath in, hold. Now you land wherever you land. If you need support, you can always rest your hands on your legs. And breathing out, press into your feet. Tail points down to the floor, and you're stacking all the way up. Big breath in. And release. Well done, guys. Day 1 complete. See you tomorrow for day 2.